Hey everyone, welcome to Soulbeat Tarot, where I aim to help people achieve their soul mission. To those of you who have been subscribed to my channel before, I do apologize for being gone for so long. I had some really heavy things to work through. I also apologize for my heater. It won't turn off, so we're going to have that background noise. But I've been thinking a lot about starting the channel back up, about starting a whole new channel. I didn't really know what to do, so I didn't do anything. And I have been thinking more and more about just starting back up. And when I pulled this reading out this morning, well, actually, I pulled it out yesterday for the eclipse for myself, but I absolutely could not read it. These cards said nothing to me. And then when I woke up this morning, it was like, everything fell into place, and I could finally see exactly what I needed to see. And I don't know if anyone else has been struggling since I want to say for me it started, was it Friday maybe? I don't know, just like immense sadness, all these old emotions, all these old things that I hadn't felt in a really long time. I mean, I've struggled with, well, one of the main things that I've healed in myself is my codependency. And when you really research codependency and all the different ways that it manifests in your life, all those negative thoughts like jealousy and just thinking about other people and feeling sad and feeling like you have no way out and that person is everything, and just really dark stuff has all just kind of been bubbling to the surface. And I realized yesterday that those things are bubbling to the surface right now because of the eclipse, so that they can be released. Oh, good, there goes my heater. So all of a sudden, I could see the High Priestess in the middle of this reading, and not reading as reversals, just reading as the energy that is coming, that is coming through these cards. The people that are going to see this video are the people that are trying to achieve something for themselves, and they feel like they've just been on the edge of it for a really long time, and they couldn't really understand why they couldn't take that last step. Why can I not get to this place that I like? It's like you could just feel it, but you couldn't walk through. It was like there was a curtain in your way, and that's all it was. It was a thin curtain, but it was powerful, and it was holding you back. And I want to say it's because this eclipse is important for you, and this eclipse is your time to absolutely release all of those old narratives that you've been telling yourself. Because I think it's funny because, codependency is one of the things that I struggled with. And I think it's funny. I wanted this deck for, I don't know, probably since it came out. I don't know how old it is, but I'm pretty sure it's been out for a couple of years now. And every time I saw another reader using it, I thought, oh, man, I really want that deck. And it wasn't like it was a crazy, $75 Etsy deck. You could get it fairly reasonably cheap, but I never went for it. And all of a sudden, like a month ago, I was like, I need that deck. And all of a sudden, as I'm starting to use this deck, I realized that there's no masculine in this deck. And I just find that really important, because it's like you spend all this time I just thought of a song. It's an old one that like wishing and hoping and thinking and praying. You know, you want this relationship so badly for yourself. You think that it's just gonna be everything to you. But there comes a point where you just have to do everything for yourself. That's the whole point of healing a codependency, is so that you can step back into your own power. So, you know, as I see it, you're the priestess. You're in the middle. You have the ability to kind of jump into this energy. I mean, you could jump into any energy, but you can use your heart as a power, you know, instead of letting your mind, because the codependency is all about the mind. You know, your mind is thinking of the loss, your mind is thinking of this, your mind is thinking of that, and that is what is dragging you down. It's bringing you into this dark energy, and that's a dead end. It's never going to get you anywhere. But if you can turn it around, and you can, and especially right now, because right now you can release all of those things. You can see the trauma and all of the dark things that are trying to bubble up out of you, and you can just let them go. And you can realize that when you use the power of your heart for yourself, like nothing can stop you. And as you do that, because the roses to me represent your heart. If you make rose tincture is for your heart. It's like a heart healing tincture. And they have thorns on them for a reason, I think. I think that, especially if you're on this path to be, I heard somebody say it the other day. I can't think of the name of the channel. A Galactic Priestess. So someone who's going to rise above all of those, what do I want to say, like timelines where that's your destiny, is that other person, or your fate. Yeah, I get the two, because they are different. One is things that are going to hit your path kind of no matter what, but the other is things that, the path that you create because of the things that you do for yourself. So how high are you going to go? You know, how far are you going to go? Are you going to live for those paths, or are you going to live for yourself? Because when you live for yourself, you can create anything, you know. And excuse me, I see this here as like, there's like darkness. There's darkness very close to your edge. There's things happening that if you were to tap into that, then you would feel that darkness. And you may have felt that darkness. I did over the weekend. I struggled all weekend with things that I hadn't struggled with in a really long time. And I just realized this morning when I was doing this reading, it's like you're marching back to those old emotions so that they finally can be like boomeranged out of your energy. You know, it's funny, sometimes I see this card as someone like sneaking in to get this person, but in this case I see it as this hand is holding this back so that you can be protected while you go through this it's almost like a mourning of the way that you used to do things. And it's so true. I mean, if you really think about the ways in which you'd held yourself back by letting your mind rule you and keep you kind of stuck, it's really powerful. And I just see it as, you know, there's different ways that you can move through this. You can let your heartache drag you down, or you can let it fuel you to do better for yourself. And then once you're totally focused on yourself, watch the things that come into your life. Like, watch the changes that are going to happen for you. It's going to be crazy. There's no way around it. And I feel the need to just bring it up again. Anytime that you are thinking or feeling these darker emotions, just remember that it's the universe trying to get them out of you finally. You know, everything is coming together for you. And it doesn't matter who's on the end of all of these sticks. There might not be people on the ends of the sticks. It's just a metaphor of all of these things are finally falling into place. And you are the captain of your own ship. You know, you can choose whatever path that you want. But I was ecstatic this morning to see this read for myself, because this is something that I've worked for a really long time. And if you're resonating with this reading, I'm starting to get emotional. If you're resonating with this reading, then you've also been working at this for a really long time. And you should be really, really proud of yourself for the things that you've overcome and the things that you've done for yourself. And, you know, don't ever put yourself down, even when you're having a bad day. I know it's hard. I do it to myself still, even though I know better. But it's just a reminder that the more you focus on the right things, the more that you focus on that heart energy, like, I just see things just blowing out of you. Like, there's no stopping it. Once you come to that realization, I woke up this morning, or maybe it was last night before I went to bed, and I had this aha moment. I just saw 12:33 on the clock, and 12:34, which I believe 12:34 is the vibration of love. And it's funny, I just realized that I see 12:33 all the time, and it's like, you were so close. You were so close to that vibration of love. Like, you just almost had it. But it was your brain that was holding you back. And when you can, last night when I was journaling, all of a sudden I had this realization that I don't have to do those things anymore. I don't have to think those things anymore. I can put my hand on my heart and focus on that energy that my heart wants to radiate, because it's powerful. And if you can do that for yourself, anything will burn away. Any negative emotion, any negative thought, you know, it's a tool in your tool belt that maybe you didn't realize you had, because I mean, as much as I want to say that I realized I had it, I would forget. It's like I used to have amnesia. I read back through some of my journal entries the other day, and I was like, damn, I have really good advice for myself. I just forget to remember. That sounded really weird, but I forget about those things, that I wrote those things for myself, that I channeled those things for myself. And then it made me think about stopping this channel, because I would get so down on myself. And, you know, it was like I was doing everything for the wrong reason. It wasn't, how do I say this? Like, I knew the reason that I should be doing the channel, like to help other people, and to just put my energy out there to help other people, no matter what, you know, just like, because the things that I've done to help myself might help a couple of people with their struggles. And how good will that feel? and then maybe those people do the same thing for a couple more people, and it radiates out through the collective, you know. But to be totally honest, I was in such a place, I was so close to the edge where I felt lack. You know, I was manifesting things from lack, and I just couldn't quite stay there. And some days I would pull these readings out, and I knew that the message was for me, and it just was so triggering, because I had to step through that place. And yes, I know that you're not supposed to have regrets, and I felt this last night. I felt regret that I did not stay when it was hard to, well, that's a message for somebody. I did not stay when it was hard and really work at that thing. I wanted to fall back into my let's heal this. Let's get to this place where we're perfect before we move forward with anything. But that's not how it works, you know. A big part of the journey is working through stuff. So that felt like a really important message. Like somebody really needed to hear that. Take your time and, you know, focus on yourself, but don't push things away either. Things if they feel right to you. It just made me think of like a trauma, where did that go? Like a trauma bond? Is that what when you're trauma bonded to someone, and that's all that you can focus on. The energy is so off, because it's just not it's not actually from a place of love, it's from a place of lack. And when you switch into this priestess, I want to say galactic priestess mode, things are going to look very different for you, and you're no longer going to you're not going to feel the need to really like push people away anymore, because you're going to have a more clear sight of, that's what it is. Like, it gives you the ability to, when you've been codependent and you've had these like trauma bonds, and you heal yourself from that, you now have the ability to see those things in other people, and you know, you'll have the ability to send love to those people, yet keep in your own energy, and that helps those people to do things for themselves. You know, you're not, when you focus on someone, that energy, it's intense. Oh, that just reminded me, one of the things that I noticed yesterday was the fact that I have someone in my life who I was slightly codependent on, and you feel that. I could feel the intense. I never noticed what it was before, but the reason that you go back is because you're like addicted to that chaotic energy. And once you release yourself from that chaotic energy, it's like you're I just saw a fire hose. It's like you're this, think about how powerful that is, a fire hose. You know, they're hard to hold, I believe. That's what I'm seeing in my mind anyway, is that it would take more than one person to hold that hose, but that's you, that's your heart, that's the energy that wants to come out of you once you step away from that bond that is holding you back. And what I'm getting at here is the fact that, you know, that person that person is important to you. Like, that person came into your life for a reason, and you need to just be able to do your own thing and have people, I don't know, people might get mad, you know, do your own thing and just send that person love. Like, see the darkness in them and don't let it bother you. Don't do anything in reaction to it. Don't try to go, you know, don't run after that person. Just be. Just send your love to everyone. Like, it's not like you, I mean, you could focus on that person particularly when things are feeling off to you, maybe, you know, because you're going to be able to read energies pretty powerfully here. But yeah, so use that power. I actually can sit here and like turn it on and off for myself as needed. I can feel that. And the more that you work with that energy, the easier things are going to be for you. Especially right now. Okay, that's where I was going, was especially right now. Like, this is a really important time, because we just had a lunar eclipse in Libra, I believe, which is all about balance. And so it's going to be bringing up, my shoulder just started hurting, which is always a good indicator for me that I'm doing something that I'm not supposed to be doing. That I'm letting my head rule things instead of my heart. So that's just a reminder for me to, okay, drop back into my heart space. What's going on inside of my body? And then have the ability to release those things. Just kind of say goodbye to them, you know? And the more that you do that, the more things fall into place for you. So yeah, and then it's like you walk through, the more you do that, the easier it is for you to just walk through this portal. The more you use that heart energy, it's like the more you power yourself, the more things you're going to be able to do for yourself. Oh yeah, using the moon energy. See how she's holding the moon and she's got her hand behind it. She's using that eclipse energy for herself. So yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's anything else. I did feel like it's important that all of the 8s are out here, you know, which just makes me think of the infinity symbol, which is the 8, you know. Around and around and around we go. Where it stops, nobody knows. What is that? Is that a nursery rhyme? But that was important. Yeah. Oh. Another important, you know, a big thing for me is the gratitude, you know, to, when I'm in that really dark place, to journal about the things that you're grateful for. Like, do a really good meditation and journal about the things that you're grateful for, and watch that change your energy like that, you know. Know when to do that. Know when you've started down the rabbit hole and you're in a bad place, and you know that you want to use this moon energy right now to your benefit. You don't want to stay. You don't want to go down that dead end anymore. You don't want to do that in your mind. I just heard stop in the name of love, but it's a love for yourself. Like, if you are going down that path for anyone else's love, then it's wrong, because the best things are going to come to you by you focusing on yourself and your abilities and the things that you want to create. Oh, sorry, this was such a cool reading. The Galactic Priestess, I might call it. But anyway, that felt really good to get that out of me. I'd love to hear your comments. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you feel like it. If not, just thank you for coming and watching the video, and good luck with all of these eclipse energies. Have a good day. Bye.